Continuing now the halachas of the wheat and the flour for the matzos, Siman Kufches Halacha Dalid. So after the wheat that we spoke about has become ground, we have to be very careful to make sure that the flour does not come into contact with the water and become chametz. Halacha Dalid. Sak im kemach shenislachlech mimayim. A sack of flour that became wet with water. So the halacha is as follows: Imhu b'makom echad, if it became wet in one place, ben shu adayin lach, whether it's still wet, ben shenis yabish, whether it's dried, yechais is hamakim hazeh biyodei, he should hold a place that became wet with his hand, v'yodek hashar, and empty out the rest of the sack. Umutter, and the flour that was emptied is mutter. Rak zoish shenislachlech aser. Only the flour that became wet, that's aser. Now, if the flour became wet in many places, it's not possible to separate the flour in this manner. So then it's as follows: if the flour is still wet, as hakemach, he should sift the flour. And those crumbs that remain on the sifter, they are considered chametz. And the rest of the flour is mutter. Similarly, if mice ate from the flour, you should sift it. However, if the flour already became dry, sifting doesn't really do anything. And all the flour is aser. Normally, flour does not become chametz until 18 minutes. Nevertheless, if dough is warm, it may become chametz faster. For this reason, we have to be careful in certain times that flour should not become warm, because if it will, then for the way it ferments, when it is mixed in the flour with water, it could be even faster than 18 minutes. And therefore, halacha hey says, on the day that the flour is ground, it's usher to bake it, because then the flour is still warm, and it becomes chametz more quickly. When water is put into it. Therefore, one should wait after the grinding at least 24 hours before using the flour. The sacks in which flour is placed, it's preferable to make them new. Or at the very least, one should undo the stitching on the used ones, and clean them very well with hot water and ashes, and by scrubbing them and beating them. Last halacha zayin, asur la'aniach sak im kemach al gabe behema ela im yesh oid of tachtav. It's usur, it's forbidden to place a sack of flour and fermentas on an animal unless there is a thick piece of leather beneath the sack. If not, yischamim, the flour will get warm, yislachlech min azea, and also get moist from the perspiration of the animal. If possible, Yizar al Kani should be very careful not to place too many sacks, one upon the other, because also through this it becomes warm, and will become chametz more quickly during the kneading process.